Senator Bill Nelson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, when did you first see the photos?
Last night, about 7:30.
Mr. Secretary.
I should say, I had seen the ones in the press. I had seen the ones that are doctored slightly to suit people's taste. We'd been trying to get one of the discs for days and days and days, and I'm told by General Smith that there were only a couple of these, that they were in the criminal investigation process, and we finally, Dick Myers and I finally saw them last night.
Mr. Secretary, when did you first find out about the abuses?
With everybody else, when they were announced by the Central Command on January 16th. They announced that they had a series of criminal investigations underway. They told the world, the Congress, me, everyone else, that they were underway. And then they came back March 20th and said not only are they underway, but now we've got specific charges. And then they detailed some abuses. It is, you read it, as I say, and it's one thing. You see these photographs, and it's just unbelievable.
When did you first tell the President, Mr. Secretary?
I don't know. Dick Myers and I see the President every week, and he recalls that sometime after we were apprised of it through the press, through CENTCOM's announcement, that it was brought up in one of our meetings. Do you recall?
I don't recall specifically, because I think at the day it was brought up, it was General Pete Pace that was standing in for me. But he remembers exactly when it was, or well, roughly, with a week or so of when he was in that meeting and informed the President. They talked about it.
And was this back in January, Mr. Secretary?
Could have. I think General Pace would say early February is what I think he would say. It could have been late January.
I meet with the President once or twice a week. We cover 8, 10, 15 different points. General Myers or General Pace are generally there with me. And I don't keep notes about what I do, but I just don't remember when it was.
And when you all had this discussion with the President, what did the President say that you should do about those abuses?
Well, I don't know that I'm going to get into private discussions with the President. If I don't remember when it was, my guess is it was more an information item from us to him, where we were transmitting and saying, here's the problem. And the problem at that stage was one-dimensional. It wasn't three-dimensional. It wasn't video. It wasn't color. It was quite a different thing. And as I indicated in my remarks, if there's a failure, it's me. It's my failure for not understanding and knowing that there were hundreds, or however many there are, of these things that could eventually end up in the public and do the damage they've done. But I certainly never gave the President a briefing with the impact that one would have had you'd seen the photographs or the videos. I mean, let there be no doubt about that. He was just as blindsided as the Congress and me and everyone else.
Mr. Secretary, what are your instructions from the President to inform him of matters such as this?
Well, I don't know that I'm going to. I mean, we have had so many discussions, and clearly a Secretary of Defense has the responsibility to try to put himself in the shoes of the President and say, what ought a President to know about all the thousands, tens of thousands of things that are happening in the Department of Defense at any given time? And we sit down every week, and General Myers and I go through all the things that we've got going on, and pick and choose and say, what are the things that are appropriate? What do we owe him so that he can provide the kind of leadership that this country deserves? And what is it that the department's doing now that we can get in his head and apprise him of, so that he knows about that? And it may be a contingency plan, it may be a problem of personnel, it may be it just runs the gamut.
Thank you, Senator.